You know that feeling when you're absolutely certain something profound is happening to you, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Maybe you've been experiencing unexpected physical sensations, vivid dreams that feel more real than reality, or emotions that seem to come out of nowhere. Perhaps you're feeling energy surges that make you wonder if you've had one too many cups of coffee, even when you haven't had any. Well, guess what? You're not losing your mind, and you're definitely not alone. What you're experiencing is what we call twin flame ascension symptoms, and they're actually signs that you're undergoing a powerful spiritual transformation. It's like your soul is getting a cosmic upgrade, and just like any upgrade, it comes with its own set of installation notifications, if you know what I mean. Before we dive deep into the specific signs and symptoms, let me share something important. This journey is as unique as your fingerprint. While there are common patterns we'll explore, your experience might not look exactly like anyone else's, and that's perfectly okay. The twin flame path isn't about following a cookie-cutter template. It's about awakening to your highest truth and potential. So, find a cozy spot and let's explore this fascinating aspect of the twin flame journey together. Trust me, by the time you finish reading this, you'll have a whole new perspective on these mysterious symptoms you've been experiencing. Ready to decode these divine messages your body and soul have been sending you? Let's dive in. You know that moment when you're about to fall asleep and suddenly your whole body starts vibrating with an energy you can't explain, or that inexplicable tingling sensation that runs up your spine during meditation? Well, my dear friend, your body isn't malfunctioning, it's upgrading. The physical symptoms of twin flame ascension are actually your body's way of clearing dense energies and upgrading its vibrational frequency. Just as a caterpillar must literally dissolve inside its chrysalis before becoming a butterfly, our physical bodies undergo a profound transformation to hold the light codes of unconditional love. Here's what you might experience: spontaneous waves of energy coursing through your body, especially at night, and changes in appetite and dietary preferences, sudden aversions to dense foods and cravings for lighter, plant-based options, fluctuating body temperature without medical cause, pressure or tingling in your crown chakra like wearing an invisible crown, heart palpitations or chest pressure, particularly during strong emotional moments, unexplained physical sensations that mirror your twins' experiences. As one of my spiritual teachers once said, the body is the densest part of our being, so it's often the last to catch up with our spiritual evolution. This is why physical symptoms can feel so intense. We're literally restructuring our cellular memory to align with our higher consciousness. Remember those old tube TVs that needed adjusting when the signal wasn't clear? Your body is going through something similar. It's fine-tuning itself to receive and transmit higher frequencies of love. The static you're experiencing is just part of finding that perfect clarity. But here's the most beautiful part. These physical symptoms often appear as a divine synchronicity between twins. I've witnessed many cases where twins experience identical symptoms simultaneously, despite being thousands of miles apart. One memorable instance involved twins who both developed the same unusual rash on their left arm on the same day. This physical mirroring is a testament to the profound energetic connection shared by twin flames. These physical symptoms often come in waves, intensifying during periods of significant growth or when twins are about to move into a new phase of their journey. It's like your body is playing a cosmic game of hot and cold, guiding you toward your highest alignment. Listen, I know these symptoms can feel overwhelming at times. There might be days when you feel like your body has been hijacked by some cosmic force, and in a way, it has. But remember this: every sensation, every unexplained symptom, every physical challenge is actually a love letter from the universe, confirming that you're exactly where you need to be on this sacred journey. Trust your body's wisdom. It knows exactly what it's doing, even when your mind can't make sense of it. And on those days when the symptoms feel particularly intense, wrap yourself in self-love and remember, you're not just changing, you're transforming into a higher version of yourself, one cell at a time. Have you ever had that moment when you just knew something was about to happen, and then it did? Or maybe you've been thinking about your twin flame, and suddenly your phone lights up with their message. Welcome to what I like to call Psychic Awakening 101, where the impossible becomes your new normal. One of my spiritual teachers once said, psychic abilities are just memories of our natural state of being. Isn't that beautiful? We're not developing something new. We're remembering who we've always been. Your twin flame connection acts like a cosmic alarm clock, waking up these dormant abilities. Sometimes, this psychic awakening manifests in the most unexpected ways. You might suddenly develop an aversion to certain places or people that carry heavy energies. Colors might appear more vivid. Music might feel more alive. It's like someone turned up the volume on your sensitivity to everything around you. One of twins described it as finally seeing the matrix, suddenly being aware of the energy patterns that connect everything. But here's where it gets really interesting. These awakening abilities often serve a higher purpose in your twin flame journey. That random song that keeps playing everywhere. It might contain a message you need to hear. That recurring dream about a specific location. Don't be surprised if it turns out to be significant in your journey. And you know what's fascinating? Science is beginning to catch up with what mystics have known for centuries. Quantum entanglement, what Einstein called spooky action at a distance, might explain how twin flames can share thoughts and feelings across vast distances. We're not just making this stuff up. Remember this, your psychic awakening isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more authentically you. These abilities are your birthright, part of your spiritual DNA. They're waking up now because you're ready, because your twin flame connection is calling you to expand beyond the limitations of the physical world. So the next time you have an inexplicable knowing or dream of your twin, right before they contact you, or feel emotions that don't seem to be yours, smile. You're not going crazy. You're waking up to the magnificent, multidimensional being you truly are. Trust these gifts. They're your spiritual GPS on this remarkable journey of twin flame ascension. And here's a little secret. The more you trust these abilities, the stronger they become. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the more reliable it gets. Just remember to stay grounded, keep a journal of your experiences, and most importantly, use these gifts with love and wisdom. After all, isn't it amazing that the universe trusts us with such profound abilities? That's something to celebrate. You know those days when you find yourself crying in the grocery store because a song reminded you of your twin, or those moments when joy bubbles up so intensely it feels like your heart might burst. Welcome to what I call the emotional tsunami of twin flame ascension. Picture your emotional body as a grand old mansion that's been locked up for years. Now imagine someone just threw open all the windows and doors at once. That's exactly what happens during this phase. Every room of your emotional house is being aired out, cleaned, and renovated simultaneously. It's messy, it's chaotic, and yes, it's absolutely necessary. Here's what's really happening beneath the surface. Your twin flame connection acts like a cosmic mirror, reflecting back every unhealed wound, every suppressed emotion, every shadow aspect you've tried to hide, even from yourself. It's like having a spiritual MRI that reveals everything that needs healing. And let me tell you, this isn't just some new age theory. Modern psychology is beginning to recognize what ancient wisdom has always known, that emotional healing often comes in waves of intense release. You might experience sudden emotional flashbacks to past hurts, even from childhood or past lives, or else intense empathic connections with your twin's emotional state, as well as spontaneous releases of old trauma through crying, shaking, or even laughing. Remember those old school pressure cookers, the ones that would release steam in powerful bursts? That's your emotional body right now. Each burst of emotion, no matter how overwhelming it feels, is actually a release valve for pressurized energy that's been trapped inside you, sometimes for lifetimes. The most fascinating part? These emotional releases often happen in perfect synchronicity between twins. I've witnessed cases where both twins experience emotional breakthroughs simultaneously, despite being physically apart. One case involved twins who both had intense dreams about their childhood trauma on the same night, leading to parallel healing breakthroughs. Your emotions aren't trying to drown you, they're trying to baptize you into a new way of being. Each tear you cry is literally changing your body's chemistry, releasing old emotional patterns stored in your cellular memory. Every wave of unexpected joy is recalibrating your nervous system to hold more light, more love, more life. And here's a little secret I've learned along the way. The emotions that feel the scariest to face often hold the greatest gifts. That overwhelming surge of anger. It might be showing you where you need to set boundaries. That devastating grief? It could be clearing space for profound new love. Imagine waking up one day and suddenly finding that your favorite coffee tastes wrong. Your once beloved job feels empty, and your carefully crafted 5-year plan seems like it was written by a stranger. Welcome to what I call the Great Life Shuffle of Twin Flame Ascension. Think of it like this. Your life is a computer operating system, and meeting your twin flame initiates a massive system update. Suddenly, old programs start crashing, new software wants to install, and things that used to run smoothly begin to glitch. It's not a malfunction, it's an upgrade. The fascinating thing about this lifestyle revolution is how it often unfolds in seemingly illogical ways. One day, you might find yourself inexplicably drawn to move to a city you've never visited, or perhaps you'll develop a sudden urge to learn ancient healing practices, despite being a lifelong skeptic. I call these soul nudges, gentle, or sometimes not so gentle, pushes from your higher self, guiding you toward alignment with your true path. During my own twin flame journey, I watched in amazement as my entire social circle transformed within months. It wasn't that I deliberately cut people off. It was more like certain relationships began to feel like watching a movie in the wrong language. Meanwhile, new connections started appearing almost magically, bringing people who understood this spiritual journey without me having to explain a thing. Twin flame connection isn't just about finding your other half. It's about becoming whole yourself. This often means letting go of the life you planned to welcome the life that's waiting for you. The most beautiful part? These changes, though sometimes dramatic, usually unfold with a strange sense of rightness. Yes, you might find yourself making decisions that your logical mind questions, but your soul says yes, with such certainty that you move forward anyway. It's like being guided by an internal GPS that knows your true destination, even when your conscious mind can't see the whole map. I remember one twin couple who, within a year of meeting, had both changed careers, moved to different countries, started meditation practices, and completely transformed their lifestyles. When I asked them if they were scared, they both laughed and said, terrified, but staying the same felt scarier. Here's a truth that might comfort you. This lifestyle revolution isn't about destroying your life. It's about aligning it with your soul's true frequency. Think of it like tuning a musical instrument. Sometimes strings need to be loosened before they can be properly tightened to create beautiful music. Yeah, every single change, no matter how challenging it feels in the moment, is actually a love letter from your future self. That job you're being pushed to leave, it's making space for your true calling. That sudden urge to move, it's guiding you toward a location that will support your spiritual growth. Those changing friendships, they're clearing the way for soul family connections. Known, you're not losing your mind, you're finding your soul. Every shifted preference, every changed plan, every new direction is part of a greater realignment with your authentic self. And isn't that exactly what twin flame love is meant to catalyze? So the next time you feel your life being turned upside down, remember, this isn't chaos, it's cosmic choreography. Trust the dance, your soul knows the steps. Okay, let's talk about something that literally expands your consciousness just by contemplating it. Remember that scene in The Matrix when Neo finally sees the code behind reality? That's exactly what spiritual expansion during twin flame ascension feels like. Except instead of computer code, you're seeing love as the fundamental force of the universe. You know those moments when you're just sitting quietly, maybe watching a sunset or sipping your morning tea, and suddenly everything shifts? The world becomes more vibrant, more alive, and you feel connected to, well, everything? That's not just your imagination running wild. That's your consciousness breaking through another level of the cosmic ceiling. This expansion often comes with cosmic downloads, moments when universal wisdom floods your consciousness like a spiritual software update. You might suddenly understand complex spiritual concepts that used to baffle you, or receive profound insights about the nature of reality itself. It's like someone switched on a light in a room you didn't even know existed in your mind. During this phase, you might experience spontaneous states of bliss, enhanced ability to see the bigger picture behind everyday events, as well as profound sense of unity with all creation. As one ancient Sufi mystic beautifully put it, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. During twin flame spiritual expansion, this stops being just a pretty quote and becomes your lived reality. Think of your consciousness like a balloon being gradually filled with divine light. Each expansion might feel stretching, sometimes even uncomfortable, but it's creating more space for love, wisdom, and understanding to flow through you. The twin flame connection acts as a cosmic pump, continuously infusing your being with higher frequencies of awareness. Here's something mind-bending to consider. What if this expansion isn't just about personal growth? What if each breakthrough in consciousness you experience creates a ripple effect that helps raise the vibration of the entire planet? Twin flames often serve as consciousness pioneers, breaking through cosmic ceilings, not just for themselves, but for all of humanity. As your consciousness expands, your capacity to love expands with it. You begin to experience love not just as an emotion, but as the very fabric of reality. Everything becomes a love story, from the dance of atoms to the orbit of planets. And here's the secret. This expansion isn't about reaching for something outside yourself. It's about remembering who you've always been. Every breakthrough, every moment of cosmic awareness, every profound realization is actually a remembering of your true divine nature. Sometimes this expansion can feel overwhelming, like trying to pour the ocean into a teacup. That's okay. Remember to ground yourself, to take breaks, to integrate each new level of awareness. Your physical body is learning to hold more light, more love, more consciousness than it was initially designed for. Be patient with this process. Every moment of confusion, every existential question, every mind-bending realization is leading you toward a more expanded state of being. You're not just growing, you're evolving into a more conscious expression of divine love. And isn't that exactly what the twin flame journey is all about? After diving deep into these transformative symptoms of twin flame ascension, I want to leave you with some heartfelt thoughts and practical wisdom. First things first, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. This journey isn't easy. There will be days when you feel like you're losing your mind, and times when these symptoms feel overwhelming. But here's the beautiful truth. Every single challenge you face is actually a gift in disguise, pushing you toward your highest evolution. Remember those physical symptoms we talked about? They're your body's way of upgrading its spiritual hardware, if you will. Those emotional tsunamis? They're clearing out years of accumulated baggage, making space for pure, unconditional love. Even those moments of complete life upheaval serve a divine purpose. They're aligning you with your soul's true path. And here's something I really want you to take to heart. You're not going crazy. Everything you're experiencing, from the bizarre physical symptoms to the psychic awakening, is a natural part of this sacred journey. You're literally evolving into a higher version of yourself, and that's no small feat.